Hi, I've got some important information to share and I've written it out so that it can be clear and concise and I don't miss any details. I'm mentioning Remnant Fellowship Church in this information, but these kinds of details can be applied to any harmful, high control religious community or in any state. So please hear that when I'm reading through this information. So over time, after leaving Remnant Fellowship and walking with others through their healing, a lot of questions have come up about accountability, silence, and what options people actually have. I've recently reached out for legal guidance and want to share what I've learned because I think that it may help others who are still processing their own experiences. Some of the questions that keep coming up are, when is someone going to do something? Could there be a class action suit? Could there be a civil suit? Could there be any legal accountability for the harm that many people have experienced? So through working with, for Stephen and I, working with people who are trying to process and heal from the trauma connected to Remnant Fellowship or other high control religious communities, and the fallout of beliefs or practices within those places. We've heard many stories, and that has left us with a lot of serious concern. Recently, in seeking out this legal guidance, I learned some information that would be helpful for anyone to know that's going through spiritual abuse or religious trauma. So some of you may have information, documentation, or personal experiences connected to abuse, misconduct, or cover-ups within Remnant Fellowship. Others may encounter similar questions in the future by people that will leave after you. I'm sharing these few key things that I've learned so that people can make informed decisions. In Tennessee, civil statutes are limited and can be limited in adult cases with a time frame that may be as short as 1 year. So that's 1 year from the incident or from when the harm was recognized. Cases involving minors may follow different rules or exceptions. Because the laws are complex and fact-specific, it's important to consult an attorney for personal guidance. And that would be in any state, because state to state, those statutes can change. A difficult reality is that many people leave these environments overwhelmed, fearful, and focused on recovery, not legal action. But delays can affect whether the claim can still be pursued. For a church or organization to potentially be held responsible, there generally must be a clear connection between the institution and the misconduct, such as conduct occurring on church property, events or activities sponsored by the church, involvement of leadership or any authority figure, knowledge or misconduct without action, or continued harm after prior warnings or incidents. The attorney that we contacted is Boz Tavigian. His website is bozlawpa.com. A consultation is confidential and does not require taking legal action. It simply helps clarify your options. It's also important to note that people who speak about harmful experiences are sometimes met with threats or legal action or intimidation. Some of us have been told comments or emails or text messages such as, "I'd hate for something like further action to be taken," insinuating a restraining order or defamation. However, restraining orders are generally related to safety concerns like threats or harassment, and cease and desist letters are not court rulings, so they can be challenged. If defamation is ever alleged, discovery can bring relevant facts into that legal process. So you may be faced with a defamation suit, but that also opens up your attorney to go through discovery process of the place that is bringing that action to you. And so that opens them up to all kinds of information that they will have to disclose. None of this means that people should act carelessly or make false claims, but it's important not to assume that silence is the only safe option. Abuse and harm thrive in silence. And to the fear that leadership might find out, my response is, let them find out. Let them hear our voices, our stories, and our pain caused by remaining under their leadership and their influence. Even if legal action is not possible, maybe there can't be a civil suit, maybe there can't be a class action case. That does not diminish the importance of people's voices or experiences. Speaking your truth can be part of healing. And it often helps others to realize that they're not alone. So your story does matter, even if it doesn't lead to a lawsuit, even if it doesn't lead to some class action case. Your story matters, and speaking truth helps other people, and it diminishes the power that this institution or others like it have over us. If you believe that you have relevant information or unresolved questions, seeking legal advice sooner than later may be helpful. My hope in sharing this is that it encourages others to be courageous in whatever way that looks for you. It may look different for different people, and that's okay, but the main goal is to dispel the fear of speaking up and not allow fear to control the silence. If you are walking through your own experience of religious trauma and trying to make sense of what you've been through, you don't have to do this alone. If you'd like support, you can reach out to us at anchorofhopetherapyandcoaching.org. You're not alone, and it's okay to speak up.